How's it going, everybody? This is Bryce from the Illuminerdi here to give my review of Power Rangers Drakkon New Dawn Issue 2. So in the first review, I had stated that I thought that the first issue was a step down from the Ranger Slayer one-shot that released earlier in the year. And unfortunately, I must again say that I believe that this issue was a step down from the previous one. And I'll get to why here in a minute, but in this issue, we are revealed to who the mysterious ranger was, and honestly, this was the best part of the issue, this reveal at the very beginning, with the reveal that the mysterious man in the steel suit was none other than Jason, who was believed to be killed by Drakkon early on in the series, whenever Jason was originally supposed to become the White Ranger, but then Tommy killed him, taking the power from himself and then combining it to make the Lord Drakkon powers that we saw later on. But yeah, so everybody thought, at least what I was seeing online, everybody thought it was Billy, and I was definitely on that boat. I thought there was no one else it could have been. So I was really shocked to see Jason be revealed to be this mysterious character. I think that was a very well kept secret, and I really did enjoy that. It also kind of raised the question, because I still don't believe we know the whereabouts of the World of the Coinless version of Billy. So that'll be an interesting thing to hopefully explore down the line. But yeah, so it's revealed to be Jason, and him and Kimberly have sort of a disagreement on how they handle things. He wants to get the power coins back, but Kimberly says, well, if we do that, then all the sentries lose their powers. And he's like, well, okay, let's do it, because, you know, the sentries were a part of Lord Drakkon's army, and they stole their powers, and so they're like, they don't deserve the power, we do. And so Kimberly's like, yeah, but we have an army. And so they had a little bit of disagreement. He storms off, and then they have this weird love connection thing with Adam and Scorpina. Okay, that was a little, I mean, that could have gone somewhere. However, in the battle, Adam is basically immediately killed. I guess to have some sort of emotional tension for Scorpina's character, I guess, because Jason does run off and take the power coins, so whenever Adam goes to attack Eclipta, he is killed. But it just kind of is like, here's the problem with Drakkon New Dawn, is that it's a 3-issue miniseries, and with that means that it feels like they're cramming everything into these 3 issues, and there's barely any room for stuff like the Adam and Scorpina relationship to breathe. Like, if the Adam and Scorpina relationship was being built across like 5 or 6 issues, and then Adam is killed in the battle with Eclipta, I think that would have been a huge moment for the series. However, with it only being 3 issues, we really only had issue 1 and really just issue 2 for that relationship to build. And so whenever Adam was killed, it was just like, okay, let's move on. You know, there was really no time to deal with that or anything. So, and there wasn't really any time to get to know this version of Adam, because this is, of course, a completely different version of Adam from the main timeline, and we don't really know where this Adam has been. I mean, we know that he was a Mastodon Sentry, but we don't know the backstory of that, how he became a Mastodon Sentry, or what led him to the path of life that he is now, what strayed him away from his path in the main timeline. You know, that would have been interesting to see. So I feel like maybe if Drakkon New Dawn was a 10-issue miniseries and we got to explore some of these backstories with all these other characters, I feel like this series would be something quite amazing. The Drakkon New Dawn series has immense potential, but it's just kind of lost because they have to cram so much into these 3 issues that we're just losing a bunch of exposition and stuff that I feel is really necessary to tell this story properly. I think having Eclipta is cool, But again, it's just, where does she come from? What's her backstory? What is her relationship with Dark Spectre? Because they name drop Dark Spectre. They show a little bit of Scorpina and Rita. I would have liked to see more. You know, I feel like a lot of the problems with Drakkon New Dawn right now is we need more, and they just can't give it to us because it's too short. It's only 3 issues. So, I mean, I think that Drakkon New Dawn is a great potential of a series that just is unfortunately not being executed correctly because I just don't think that they were given enough issues. That's not saying I hate this series by any means. It's just I know it can be better because they're showing us that it can. We are seeing these storylines that they could have done, but they can't because they just don't have enough time with the 3 issues that they've been given. So overall, I really do like a lot about Drakkon New Dawn. But as I've said, I feel like a million times, maybe I'm rambling, but I just feel that they should have been given more time. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on Power Rangers Drakkon New Dawn? I'll be looking at those, seeing what you guys have to say. And remember, here at the Illuminerdi, we're always watching.
Welcome to the Ranger Wrap-Up. We're live here at the Comic Book Manhattan Beach. I know what you're thinking. Why are they in masks? Well, we are doing our duty of being socially distanced in the public, because since we are doing this live at a comic book store, we feel it's our responsibility to wear masks, just like everybody should.
I think so.
At least publicly. But yeah, we just got done with Hasbro PulseCon. A lot of news came out of it. We were watching the whole thing. We'll talk about everything. We will talk about everything. Believe me. So, First and foremost, who's in the chat with us, and what did you guys think of Hasbro PulseCon? We'd like to know. So, yeah, let us know where you're from. We got Lucius the Blur, Pikachu Master, Super Unknown Person, Thomas Franco, Shadow Panther. Thank you guys so much for joining us on your Saturday afternoon. Tony Robinson. And also, we're on Twitter. We saw you guys blowing us up and tagging us in things. Yes, we know that there was a big reveal at Hasbro PulseCon. And it is what it is. But before we get into that, Este, he's also here too. I don't know if Josh can work on this on the back end, but if any of our friends like Erlem or Eric Berry or Este want to join us on this episode, we'll figure out something. Well, maybe we'll figure something out.
Let's call an audible.
Just Josh will figure it out on Twitter, I'm sure. But let's talk about this.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Can we talk about one of the
Well, no,
things?
We gotta talk about the toys first.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
I'm sorry, buddy. I want to talk about something that's new, fresh, and interesting.
Let's do it.
Hasbro has been pushing this whole thing about back to basics, retro stuff. And one of the coolest things that I know a lot of people hate, but when you think about it, it brings so much nostalgia back, which is the flip heads, the action heads for the Rangers. We are getting them back, and we are getting them back in a proper way. They've adjusted a few things, so now it doesn't have to be that whole thing where after you flip it twice, you have to manually flip it so it can do it again. It now will infinitely flip as long as you press that belt. They've got that taken care of and adjusted. They've redone the sculpts for the heads on those Rangers, and the great thing is every one of their weapons does actually connect to make the super. What is that called again? The gun that went all the way.
You know what I love
together.
is that nobody can actually see my facial expressions with the mask on. I do like that because I don't know the name of that either. What?
See, I don't like it because I can look in your eyes and tell that you don't know the name.
What are you talking about? What is it called?
Bring them all together, and then they put them all.
Why don't we know this? The Power Blaster?
Yes.
Power
There you
Can?
go.
Something like
There
that.
you go.
It's something so simple, right?
But it's so cool that they took the time to think about it because it's what we did get when we had the toys originally.
They can't hear us that well because they don't know if it's the masks or the mics. I'm assuming it's the masks, so I'll just step in a little closer here.
It's definitely the mask.
You held that chat.
I'm sorry, guys.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about this. So, yeah, these retro figures, I'm not going to lie. I know they're going to be Walgreens exclusives. They're not my cup of tea.
Well, but it makes sense why they are.
Also, we knew that these were coming.
Exactly. But it makes sense why they are Walmart exclusives and not Target exclusives. places where a lot more people have a lot more access
Sure.
to get to, because they are second string. It's the best way to say it. They're not toys that everyone wants to get and collect. They are toys that you may get and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, it's cool that I had it."
It's great
But you're
nostalgia
not going
pieces
crazy.
because I remember when I was a kid, I was all about these flip head rages. So I'm all about the nostalgia pieces. So if you're see, I know there's that term that 90s babies. I'm a 90s kid. I was a kid in the
Yes,
90s.
yep.
So 90s kids, us 90s kids, we had these flip heads that they were hard. They were very hard to come by actually.
Definitely.
And they were costing a lot of money. But I'm not about those figures. I'm with Estee here. I ain't with those figures.
Well, the truth of the matter is, like I said before, a lot of people are going to hate me for it because it's like, oh, hey, this is something I remember. And I like things that I remember. Doesn't mean I want them. So that means I'm looking to go ahead and purchase them. I did not like them when they originally came out, and I thought they were stupid. They were bulky and large. Not a fan. But what they are trying to do is make them appealing with the resculpt of the heads, making sure that the toys did what they did then, but even better. I like, oh, okay, you guys took the time. And that's what I appreciate.
So let's move on to our next figure that they kind of talked about. And this is, they got the Megazord first, right?
Yeah, they did. Yes,
so we got
they did.
the Zeo Megazord.
That's
we know
right.
that's been rumored a long time. And I'm not sure if it was Living Ranger Key that broke it first, or if it was our good buddy Toku Chris with Toku Nation and PowerRanger.com without the vowels. It was somebody that broke it first, and they knew what was coming out. And so we've known about this for a while. But we finally have gotten our first glimpse of this thing in all its glory. Me personally, I'm not a mech guy. However, I can appreciate that it looks pretty cool. Now, I know a lot of the questions in Hasbro PulseCon were directed towards when are you guys going to start doing individual Zords that you're going to be able to build and transform. Well, we know that the Transformers, the head of Transformers is now on Power Rangers.
That's right.
So it's looking like that's going to be very soon. However, by the way, I have two masks on, so you probably don't need me to have two masks on. Yeah. This probably makes it a lot easier, right, guys?
I think it makes it a lot easier.
So here's the thing with the Q&A, and this is what I found interesting about Hasbro PulseCon. Now, here, when we did the viewing globe, we were very transparent with it not being live because we were all pre-taped. Everything we were doing was pre-taped. That's why we were in such a mad dash to get everything done. This was also pre-taped under the guise of being live. So they were taking live questions, but I think these questions were either from plants or they were from like a Twitter that they just kind of wanted to answer. Because even so, there were still some questions that didn't seem like they said that what? I can't hear you.
No, that's it.
Oh, yeah. So it was a question whether or not this was live. I actually don't believe it was. And we do got a super chat. So we got it from the Blur. He says, thank you, by the way, for your super chat. The super chat feature is open, so thank you. The Blur says, I did like the movement of the Zeo Megazord. I did too. I thought that the articulation was great. But back onto this Q&A thing, is that it felt bizarre. It felt really weird that they did it that way. Like that why wouldn't they just do present it as it's live, or just let everybody know, like, hey, this is what the deal is. Maybe I'm nitpicking. That's fine. Maybe not. This Zeo Megazord though is pretty awesome. I'm not a Zord guy, but Zeo's right around the 25th anniversary. It's gonna be pretty cool.
The Zeo Megazord itself is cool. The big thing that they were highlighting, which is something that was interesting to me, was the as they kept saying, the helmets. You can remove the helmet, the head. You can have the pyramid one. You can have the bull one. You can have this. You can have that. Blah, blah, blah. They were talking about all the different ones that you're able to put on, and I was like, that took some time. That took someone who actually paid attention and noticed that, oh, hey, wait, they do have different heads at different times for different things with that Zeo Megazord. So they took the time to go ahead and, all right, let's go ahead and give you these. And that's something that literally has to come from the mind of a collector. And that's what I'm seeing Hasbro is starting to flex. They're starting to flex the fact that it's like, we make toys. We get that we make toys. We know who buys Power Rangers toys. It's not the kids. Truth of the matter is, it's the collectors. It's the people that want them.
Like Chris here at the Comic Bug. Chris here at the Comic Bug. If you guys come down to Manhattan Beach in the Comic Bug, if you ever want to talk Super Sentai Power Rangers Kamen Rider, he's your guy, and he's here all the time, and he has a lot of great ideas about that stuff.
Does.
So if you're local to Southern California, come and meet Chris,
right.
resident Power Ranger expert here at the Comic Book. Go ahead.
That's right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good point. But definitely, it's something that a lot of collectors are interested in, and they've been wanting to see. So it's good, once again, that they are paying attention to it. And that felt like this is what they were trying to drive the point home with the entire Hasbro PulseCon, but definitely when it came to Power Rangers.
Now, we do got another super chat from the Blur. He says, hopefully a red Battlezord is next. I agree. 25th anniversary of Power Rangers. Zeo is a big deal. I love Zeo personally, and I love that they're getting a lot of figures and mechs and all that stuff. It also seemed to say that they are going to be having more Zeo related stuff later on down the year in 2021 for that 25th anniversary, which is pretty crazy.
Definitely. Now, they also did do a few other things when it comes to retro. Now, I know sometimes some people aren't crazy about hearing so much MMPR stuff. But
now, this story was actually broken by No Pink Spandex
right.
and I believe Living Ranger Key. Or it was a Power Ranger PR Lightning Collectibles on Twitter. It's a Living Ranger Key. Go check them out.
Yes.
But this is going to be the monster line, the Lightning Monster line, which I'm kind of hyped about. But do you think it'll sell well?
I think actually, yes, it will.
I hope so.
Once again, they are scale compared to the Rangers. They're 7-inch figures, and that makes sense.
And we got another super chat. This is a big one. This is a super unknown person. Thank you so much for this. By the way, the super chats just go to help the show out and everything else. It don't actually go to us. But you know what? It's proof that the Illuminerdi looked into Doctor Strange's future and know who the Dino Fury cast. No cap. Yeah, we'll talk about that. And by the way, I do want to address, this dude didn't super chat, but I'm going to address him anyways because I like doing these things for once. Power King is in here. Says, utterly despised that the Dino Fury reveal because there is no surprise, and it's just because of people like you that there is no need to ruin the reveal. No, I get that this is your guys' jobs, but why can't you just let, and that's where it ends. So I am going to address that later.
Okay, good. Let's not ruin the fun right now. We're really getting into it. Now
we got another super chat.
Oh.
This one's from JD Parks Gaming Channel. Thank you so much, JD Parks Gaming Channel. Go subscribe. I'm assuming a lot of gaming content. Do you think any OG Rangers will return? More on that later. We'll talk about that too. Go ahead.
King Sphinx. Right now, the thing that was really
before
cool,
you, I keep interrupting
I'm gonna
you.
knock over your mic.
So here's the deal. Also, come down to the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach because they have a ton of Lightning collection figures. They order a good amount because we have our show here now.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys are ever looking here in Southern California for Lightning collection figures, we got you hooked up here. Go ahead.
We got you right here. You gotta show up.
Oh, we got another super chat. We have a few actually. So you want to pronounce this one? Thanura Ravindra says, why only half the Dino cast reveal? You know, that's a speculation that we'll talk about in just a little bit.
Like, man, I'm sorry.
I mean, honestly, this is one of the that was one of the main reasons. So behind the scenes a little bit, it's one of the main reasons why. And mind you, we pretty much knew who the colors were. But one of the main reasons I told our writer Bryce West, who's probably in chat now, I told him don't tell people who each actor's playing.
That's right.
Because the colors can still swap and change.
Yes.
And he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Listen, it's just covering our asses. It's doing our job." But yes, we got another one too, and I sorry, these are coming in so fast. Lucius, thank you, Lucius, so much for your super chat. He says, after the Dino Fury cast reveal, we'll never doubt the Illuminerdi or Joe ever again. Feel free to doubt me, believe me.
No, I mean
it's okay to doubt me.
Thing,
I'm not the guru of everything. I just, in terms of Power Rangers, I do know a lot of what's going on. Go ahead.
The only thing is always, always doubt people that you look up to. Always doubt your heroes.
Don't look up to me though. I'm not gonna be that guy.
It's not bad to do so.
I do want to get back to this Monster Lightning collection because I think it's pretty cool. Like these are two iconic villains that I remember: King Sphinx and Pumpkin Rapper. And I really like Kyle Higgins' portrayal of Pumpkin Rapper when he did it on Hyperforce. I love the idea of having a monster line. I just hope it sells as well as the main line, or either that, or maybe don't make as much in the monster line, and that way you can kind of, they'll sell out, and you'll keep everybody happy. But go ahead.
Well, I think the point here, the key here is to, once again, you wouldn't have a great hero if you don't have a great villain. And that's what they wanted to focus on. And I will say, shout out to Corey, the sculptor. he did an amazing job as far as paying attention to every little bit that went on with the pumpkin wrapper. Yeah, I know the one eye thing is something everybody always says, "Ooh, ow, that's great." I'm glad that he paid attention to. But there are particular notches in the pumpkin itself that were there on screen that most people didn't see. And he was saying during the panel how I paid attention to that. We scanned, we went through, and I had to go back and actually make meticulous kind of adjustments. So this way, it was screen accurate, and that's great. I loved it to death, and I am definitely ready for it. I was not looking to purchase anything,
Right.
but I'm definitely purchasing both of these two.
Yeah,
And
I think
there's two other pieces that I'll be purchasing. We'll get into.
Well, we got another super chat. These are coming in crazy today. The Blurry says, I like the monster collections and love the mini pumpkin. Mini pumpkin can go on the Ranger's head.
Yes.
I want to see Shell Shock Turtle next, hopefully. You know what? You know who made a great Shell Shock? Toy Turd.
Yep.
Toy Turd on Instagram. If you're not checking him out, that dude is making, like, he just made the, what's the Terror Tone, which was my first episode in Power Punks. His and it has magnetic Ranger helmets that you can put on its belly. Go check him out. Toy Turd on Instagram, and his stuff is for sale. It's pricey, but you're not buying just a figure. You are legitimately buying pieces of art. Amazing job. But let's continue on.
Since we were talking about villains, and you also mentioned something about pricey, I wanted to go ahead and discuss this when it comes to the Z Putties.
Yes.
So what's cool about the Z Putties is that they made the little explosion sculpts for them. They have one where it's like, okay, when it's hit, it's blue. And then they have another one where it's like a fiery fist and it's red. Besides that, what they also did with the Z Putty was lower the price point. They didn't tell us exactly what it is, but they're lowering the price point because they know that people want to be able to purchase these foot soldiers.
I mean, who doesn't want to purchase that?
Exactly. And the great thing is you don't want to be able to purchase like a 2-pack, a 3-pack. You just want to get them when you can. So the thing is, it's like, okay, hey, we'll go ahead and make sure that we mass produce and put the price lower so collectors can actually take advantage of it. And that's, once again, where Hasbro is winning. This is great. It's smart, and it shows that you actually are caring for your fans, for your people that are actually buying. And
so what's the price point again?
They didn't mention it yet,
but it is going to be lower.
Than what they usually are,
because it is enticing people to do those army builds that I've seen so much of.
Exactly. And then moving on from there, we do have another single pack, and then one more after this. But a single pack that
before you get into this one, I just want to say they didn't announce the White Ranger that's going to be but that's okay. And I know a lot of Power Ranger fans or a lot of Lightning Collection people like us are like, it sucks that we're already getting White Ranger Tommy so close to being that wave 1. Well, I was doing some research into this, and the Star Wars Black series actually and it was I think it was their third wave had like another Han Solo. So at least they're spreading them out. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, they're learning. That's the thing. And then with this one, as far as the evil Green Ranger, he comes with the dark sword. He also comes with the flute.
Yeah.
And he also comes with a head sculpt, which is the evil Tommy head sculpt. So the green headband and the long hair.
Right.
And that's what was like really cool for a lot of people. It was a head sculpt more than anything else. And people were thinking to themselves, you know what? I may actually get it. You gave me enough additional accessories to actually say I'm interested in it.
So
because that was a worry.
I'm a huge fan of this Green Ranger head sculpt, mainly because that's the Tommy that we first get introduced to in Green with Evil. And I thought that was such a brilliant move. Because even that Green Ranger, I know a lot of people are complaining that they actually did address this during the questions. A lot of people were saying, does he not have the white diamond underneath?
Yeah, that's right.
What's going on with that? And it seems like, and it's so funny because the person that was answering it, I forgot her name. She's lovely,
but she said, I saw them on the side.
No, she was like, well, they have them on some, they don't have them on some. So hopefully that'll improve, and who knows, maybe, they do a better job at that. But the head sculpt looks great. Like, I really like that old school Green with Evil Tommy head sculpt.
Once again, like I said, shout out to Corey the sculptor. He's doing a great job. My thing is, what a lot of other Ranger fans know, it's the paint. It's why aren't we really stepping up as far as being able to do the paint?
Hey, I'm on the Hasbro PulseCon site now. How come I can't find this pink Ranger that they talked about?
It's at 5 p.m.
It is
Eastern,
5 p.m.
right?
Eastern.
Oh, geez, are they already gone? Sold out?
I don't think so because I was literally on like right at 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Anyway, you keep talking while I look for this
So
figure.
before we get into that Pink Ranger, because the metallic one is pretty dope, they did release that they are doing the Dino Thunder Red Ranger. Now this is really cool because it's more about the effects.
I think I found it. I think I found it.
Oh.
PulseCon reveals.
Okay. Okay.
You
So they're going crazy about the like the kind of the power sword and everything else that's going along with it. How they have the action pieces, and the action pieces are really important when it comes to being a collector, being able to set up something that you have going on. Hasbro has definitely embraced the whole kind of the portrait things that they do as far as setting up a Ranger and putting it up. People post on their Instagram. Hasbro loves it so much they're posting it on theirs. They're also posting it on Pulse. They're really trying to give back and create the real Ranger Nation that should have been in existence for years. And I definitely appreciate that, and the fans do too.
By the way, we're gonna give away one of these pink sparkly Rangers too, so we can get 2 of them.
Okay.
So we'll give one of those away.
We'll be able to give away one of the metallic Rangers. And since we are talking about it, let's talk about the metallic Rangers, man.
I feel like did we skip over anything? No.
Well, there's still a few more.
Let's talk about. We can talk about that. Oh no, let's do the 2-packs.
You
Let's
want to
talk
do the
about
versus
2-packs.
pack?
Yeah, let's do the versus pack.
Okay. Well, before we get to my favorite versus pack, let's talk to the one that everyone else has been thinking about, which is the SPD, B Squad versus A Squad.
Yeah,
Blue Ranger.
yeah.
Now, this is something that really is getting everyone excited because immediately, the great thing about versus packs, like I said before, it's all about the story. And they want to be able to sell the story while giving you the pieces. And that's exactly what they're doing by giving us the B Squad versus the A Squad. It's a story that's like always great. Who doesn't want to hear about good versus evil? But the thing is, evil used to be good. So they know all of your tricks. They know everything that you're going to do. So in some ways, evil may be better than the good. And you want to see that. And now you get to actually see that, play with it, and there you go. In front of you, in your hands, you'll be able to set them up any way you want to. And the scopes on them are great.
They are great.
They are really good.
Now I got to enter card information. This is ridiculous.
Something that I didn't expect, but they are amazing.
I'm actually happy that they're doing Sky Tate also, and it's also the blue Squad A. And I was kind of hoping for a red Squad A because I think she was cool, but
yeah, that's true.
We didn't quite get it, but whatever.
Well, not yet. They did mention something about that concerning their selection process, and they don't want to be able to just simply focus on MMPR. That's what the company originally said that's what they wanted to do, and they said this won't help for other people that are collectors. People are purchasing things, and if they go ahead and release, okay, here goes the B Squad and A Squad. They release that. Now you're starting to try to build your collection for that.
Right.
Then here comes a problem where they don't release anything else. So now you're stuck. And that's why they're trying to go ahead and give you different type of iterations of different Ranger teams because that's why they exist.
Exactly.
So that's probably the smartest thing I think they could have done. Now
we got another super chat.
Okay.
The Blur says, I'm excited for the Versus Pack, and no matter what, I'm going to get Chris Kamen Lee and Melanie Perkins to sign it or give one to you guys. I'm sure we could get it signed for you. Chris Kamen Lee's a good buddy. So, yeah, let's keep talking about it. I'm stoked.
I wanted to talk about.
So this is such a cool 2-pack, and I think that we both highly were anticipating this one.
Come on.
As much as the fans were. So we have the Power Rangers in Space, Andros, and Astronomer.
Yes.
So cool. I'm hoping that this isn't all the accessories that we see here, because I would love a Astronomer Wig Swap.
See, they said they were looking into doing a few different things, but they did ask people, what was your favorite, wig color and blah, blah, blah. It took us a while to figure out what we were going to do. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, let's see if people in the chat start saying or suggesting, can we get multiple head swaps for her different looks? That's all they wanted, and that's all I wanted. So I am typing it in, and I'm realizing they're not paying attention to those. And that's when I said,
sure.
Oh, it's not live. It's, under the kind of they kind of.
It's okay. I mean,
but it killed me because the thing is, it was like, are you not paying attention to what's happening in the chat? Because this is what the fans wanted. You guys are doing such a good job listening to the fans. Here's a moment where you definitely can hear and listen to the fans. These are supposed to be these are doc or whatever they call them, Deca.
Art Decos?
Yeah, well they call them
Decos.
They call them Deca, kind of like setup, so they haven't gone into full production yet. You can make changes. One change that I would suggest Hasbro is to definitely include the multiple head swaps, or somehow figure out how you can do the wig change.
Swaps, yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that,
Well,
trust
maybe
me,
not.
fans will buy and love.
Truth be told, it's possible that they could be holding off, because you got to think about this.
If
There's
they do a solo
endless
pack,
astronomers that they can make now
That's
because
true.
the different styles of the wigs.
That's true.
So, you know, who knows? Maybe you get a single astronomer with pink hair. You know, maybe you get. So you never know. I think that it's kind of cool that you can do that.
With,
and all of them is going to feel unique.
With like a red cycle.
Right. So all of that is going to feel somewhat unique. So there you go. Wait, so I didn't even think about this. By the way, this whole Hasbro PulseCon thing was only streamed in the U.S. and Canada, and it's not available on Rewatch. At least yesterday's day one wasn't available on Rewatch. So that's interesting. And I know a lot of our UK fans, a lot of Ranger UK fans from Ranger Nation, just aren't going to be able to get access to some of this stuff.
This is unfair.
So Heirloom, don't worry, buddy. I got you.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up. But yeah, I think, man, it's so weird. Like, I do. Well,
shiny.
All right, let's talk about this, because they said it's so funny because in the same breath.
Yeah.
And I'm not criticizing. I am just observing.
Okay.
In the same breath, they said that somebody asked, you know, are you guys ever going to kind of move away from Mighty Morphin? And they said, we know that some of you guys don't like Mighty Morphin, but essentially the answer was, you know, we want to incorporate all the lines. We want to do cool moments from all the stuff. And then I thought to myself, I says,
go ahead.
The metallic armor? Like,
okay.
What?
Now, tell me, because I remember we made that joke once. We were like, man, you know, if they're really lazy and they don't know what to do, they'll put out metallic armor.
Yeah.
And they did it, but they did it in a way that was like,
to
I
get me
need
to buy
one. Yes, like,
figure, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm. This is one of those things where I didn't know how much I needed a metallic armor ranger until I saw that.
I'm
Catherine.
telling you,
I really like that Catherine. But I mean, you can almost already tell. I'm because she's taller than Amy Jo Johnson in real life.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see if I'm assuming that it's almost the exact same pink that they had ready to go.
Yep.
Just the sparkles in it with the new head swap, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. And I think I really like at least from what I was able to see, I really like Catherine's head swap. Or they're calling it portrait.
Yes.
I really like her portrait picture.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with that one. Kudos to you, Hasbro. I'm enjoying the Lightning Collection. I think that's the highlight of a lot of this stuff.
Well, it definitely is. I mean, when it came to it, we saw it was, unfortunately to say, lackluster what they were trying to do for the retro stuff.
It's a great.
But the Lightning Collection is on point.
I saw Ronald Doe, who's here in the chat. He was also in the Hasbro PulseCon chat. He makes a great point, and he says, PulseCon have always been about lazy repaints and redecos that are only for diehard fans, and you can almost see that with this.
Right.
But you know what? And something else we didn't talk about is also the exclusive Target packaging that's going to be coming with that Wave 7. So I thought that was pretty cool that we were going to get that as well. So, I mean, I'm a fan of the box. And then the box is just as important for a display as anything else.
Yeah.
And if you're a hardcore collector, you know, you're going to hold on to that box.
Mm-hmm.
But because personally for me, and I might be in the minority here, but like the effects, I don't really care about because I don't really display them that way. So I know that they're working on new, and then that's great for the people because I've seen some great toy photography with people using those effects, and it looks great.
Yeah.
It's just not necessarily what I do,
Uh-huh.
and I just have them displayed without the effects. But I'm excited that they are trying for the actual collector because toy photography, as you can see, is something that is starting to pop up more and more, and Hasbro's respecting the collector mentality.
That's it.
With that being said, I wish that they would respect the collector mentality and understanding that collector is still watching the show. So you can still evolve it a little bit. You know what I mean? It just goes 1-1 to me. But go ahead.
Actually, when it came to it, that was it.
Those
are the biggest highlights
that was pretty
for
much.
me.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't take note of anything else. But
I feel like we missed something else.
I feel like I did.
Maybe
and I'm
not.
like, maybe you guys can tell us exactly what we did miss or what I forgot to mention.
Well, let me ask you this in the chat, since there are a lot of you guys watching right now. What did you guys think about the overall experience of Hasbro PulseCon, and especially the Power Ranger presentation? Because now we're going to move in to the entertainment side is what they call the part of
and
this
that's
panel.
very interesting. How you notice how they made that distinction.
Yes, it
between,
was
like,
product
and entertainment.
They did also say they're working on more role play stuff, but they wouldn't reveal what yet. I'm sure Living Ranger Key is going to reveal that before anybody else does.
Yes, I hope so.
You know, don't stay tuned to Hasbro Pulse website. Stay tuned to Ranger Living Key's Twitter account and also all those people that do that great work. But overall, I'm curious to see what you guys thought about it, about the way that it flowed and everything else. We're already seeing Blackwing says that it wasn't bad. Ronald Doe says, low-key, I feel like I should have waited for the Spectrum release, but I'm glad I got my pre-orders in Wave 7. Heirloom says it was different. Hold on, that was going fast. It's different, but I feel like it could have done a tad more. That's great. Layla gives us a super chat. She says, I wanted to say hi. I literally clocked out from work.
Oh, shoot.
Hello, welcome to the chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Daniel.
Yes.
Oh, Mikey also says he loved it. I was surprised, to be honest. What do you think?
It could have been a little bit better, but with what they had, I expected more. I'm not going to lie. I did expect more. So the thing of, like, that whole idea of, oh, well, it could have been better, it's one of the most genuine comments to say concerning Hasbro PulseCon. You guys had time. You let us know exactly what you were going to do. You even had schedules and things set up. With that being the case, and you wanted to give us you wanted to do it under the guise that you definitely were indeed live in that moment. With that, work with it. Kind of extend what you guys did. What they did with Transformers felt much better and felt like they had so much more care with the Transformers stuff than they did with the Power Rangers.
That's interesting you say that, because I agree with you on the product side for Transformers, but not on the entertainment side.
No. On the entertainment
side? I think
side,
on the entertainment side, Power Rangers
was like feet above everyone else.
So now we're already hearing talk that Zeo Green is in Wave 8. That's breaking news on the internet right now.
Wow.
I didn't see that personally, but it's going around on Twitter. Power Ranger Talk, who was a part of the Viewing Globe and is a great friend of the show. It seems like he's revealing here that Adam's going to be in Wave 8. There's a lot of talk, and that's great because I love Adam personally.
Jeez.
This is going to be awesome.
I'm a frog.
So let's talk about what people showed up for. By the way, is anybody going to be joining us or no?
No one's hit me up yet.
Okay. You can ask Heirloom or Este on DM on our
Heirloom Este.
Yeah.
Hit Josh
But
up
anyway,
on Twitter.
let's get into the entertainment side of this, because that's what a lot of people tuned in for. We wanted to see the big cast reveal. Wanted to talk all about that, and we'll talk about what's going on. I almost feel like I should just read some tweets a little bit.
You know what?
Anyway, let's talk about it. So first and foremost,
should I dare him to do it?
First and foremost, we got the panel hosted by Black Nerd Andre. He did a great job at moderating the panel. We got our primary cast of 6. We even got a few surprises in there. One thing that I missed from Morphicon that I'm glad we got here was the blooper reel.
Oh,
I love
great.
the blooper reel. I thought that was really cool. Another thing that we also got here was a little cameo from Cosme and Christina.
Yes,
By the way, it's Christina's birthday. Happy birthday,
Yes, I was
Christina.
going to say it. I was going to say happy birthday, Christina. It was so cool because it was like, oh my God, it reminded me it was her birthday. And I was like, hey, happy birthday to you.
So it's cool that I'm glad that they were included, because I know that there was a lot of backlash saying that, they should be included. They're just a part of the cast. And I agree. So I'm happy that they were somehow able to make that work. I love seeing them on there. But I think that now that I think about it, I think that it's interesting. Just interesting now that my mind is turning. But we also got an exclusive clip from the episode that is going to be bringing the Dino Charge Rangers back together. The Dino Thunder Rangers and Mighty Morphin. The real exclusive clip came from the UK when they got the episodes in the summer. That was all exclusive to them and whoever else was out there. So there you go. But I do think that was a cool clip to use. And I also like it's almost great reliving that episode, because I remember when I watched that episode a few months ago, and I was just, I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. It's just fun reliving that. But it was really exciting. We also got a trailer for Dino Fury, which was cool. Like, a lot of this was the Sentai footage. We saw a lot of that stuff. But it seemed like we got a little bit of the backstory of what's going on. It more so was the synopsis. We didn't dive too deep into what the story is yet, but we did get a decent synopsis with a mini trailer with a lot of Sentai footage cut in. So that looked great, and I'm excited to see what they do there and where that storyline goes. But then the 6 Rangers came back on screen, and we had the colors were a little off, but we had Rory in black, but we had a few of the other Rangers. The color schemes were just a little off.
A little bit.
But that's fine. It was a misdirection. And as we were watching it, we were preparing to do this show.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were just waiting to see if they were going to do the cast reveal. And as soon as we got it, we knew it was coming. So, and it's interesting, though, because they only revealed 3 of them. Russell Curry. What's his name?
The dude who's doing...
well, Hunter Deno.
Yes. And then...
and Moya. Kai, is it Kai? Kai Moya? So we got the 3 of them that were announced, and they said that they weren't going to announce the others. Which, there you go. So, by the way, where's that one dude that was complaining about how we ruin everything because we Power King, it's best advised that you probably leave the chat now because it seemed like you didn't want spoilers. So you don't have to have spoilers. So this is the rest of this shows, we're gonna be a little bit of a spoiler alert here for anybody that doesn't want the rest of that cast reveal on.
Hey, spoiler, what's his name? Power King? Spoiler King? Whatever your name is.
Power. Oh, you're gonna make me look for this guy.
Power King, you know who you are.
Power King.
There you go. Power King. Just letting you know, this is going to be very spoilerific, and we are going to go a little bit of a deep dive concerning what we know. If you don't want it to be spoiled, you can go ahead and turn off from this, and then come back and watch the rest of it in like 2 or 3 weeks when the news is everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to continue on. I hope that was enough of a spoiler warning. We don't want to ruin anything for you. So, and I'm being sincere when I say that. So, but am I? Am I really? I am.
Sure.
But here's the thing. So there are 3 cast members that they did not announce. And obviously, I know Jordan Fight, they wouldn't have announced right now because he is going to be the Gold Ranger.
That's right.
But there's 2. And this is the reason why I told Bryce. Oh, get Eric on. Trekkie B. I hope he's free. I love Trekkie. I told Bryce when he wrote the article, hey, let's make sure that we don't put the colors out there because that can still change. But we do have the rest of that cast. And I'm sure that you guys on social media already know who they are. I don't have to tell you guys, but I'm going to tell you anyway once I remember who they were. Because I feel like this has been such a long time. Like it was such a long time ago.
It was. Well, as far as when it comes to... When it comes to news and media, that's one of the hardest things. Because the thing is, it's like there's a 24-hour news cycle. So within 1 hour, so much news can be given out and covered and discussed. Then after that, we're moving on to something else. We've got to make sure that we try to give you guys the best and the most within the quickest amount of time. So it has to be consumable. So that's one of the hardest things to do. And a lot of people like to say, oh, okay, it's clickbaity or things of that nature. Let me give you a little lesson. When it comes to something that's clickbaity, that means that what you're doing, you're using the headline for someone to click on it. And then you do not give the information that pretty much you're promising within that title. That's never been something that Illuminerdi has done. In the title, we tell you exactly what you're going to get in the article, and we give you that information in the article.
I have those names. I forgot them. I forgot them there for a second. So as it was tracking the way that we discovered it, Alexandria Nunez was going to be playing green, and Chance Perez was going to be playing black. So those are the 2 that they haven't revealed. But I do find it interesting, and I'm not going to. Well, people like followers. Chance Perez posted something really interesting on his Twitter account, and it was about him saying that he's sorry for not being as active, but hopefully he'll have more to reveal soon, and it'll all make sense. Is it because he's in New Zealand? Also, we have another super chat, and this is from the Blur. He says, what if the other 2 will be revealed during the team-up episode, kind of help build a hype up for the U.S. in the episode? I strongly doubt that would be the case for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, it goes to show that, like, the people that they're aiming that show at isn't us.
No.
Like, they're definitely marketing towards who they're marketing towards. They could care less about revealing anything on the show. This is what this event was for us. But the reason why I have a feeling that it wasn't revealed is because 1 out of 2 things could be happening. Now, we have to assume cameras have not started rolling yet.
No, you're right.
So things are still in flux. For sure, scripts have been written.
Yes.
But cameras have not started rolling yet. So Is it possible they do a color change with between the three of them?
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. It's also possible. It's also possible that we could have another Hasbro style announcement coming very soon, right on the precipice of whatever else they're trying to promote. It could be. It could possibly be that same week that they're doing that big Dino team up.
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows? But we know who the cast is, and for all of you insiders that follow us, you know who the cast is. You guys have always known. Let's be real, guys. And credit to the fans, because we knew who the Gold Ranger was, but we wanted to let you guys reveal it. You guys figured it out. You guys got it. No, you guys are smart people.
And
so
that was one of the coolest things. It was like great.
I
Just
do
how
want
we
to
can.
talk a little bit more about Dino Fury, and then actually something that I haven't brought up in about 2 months. I want to talk about Hasbro and toy, because we haven't talked about that in a while, and I feel like why not? It's a good place to talk about it.
Wow.
So let's talk about what we expect from the story. Now, there was a line in there, and by the way, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but somebody did say, did you notice in the lines, the Flash points out, they said, we'll find out how the Morphin Grid got to Earth. So, could this be a prequel series?
That's what I was thinking.
It's a possibility, right?
I was thinking, I mean, come on, we're dealing with Dino Fury, why not?
Now, the second question, something that I've been asked a lot, are any previous Rangers returning for this season? I can say this in full honesty. I don't know, but I do know this. I do know that they're having negotiations with at least one of the Rangers. I do know that.
Really?
Yeah. But I see this is one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to say it's fact yet, because if that deal falls through, then I look like an idiot. So let's just say this. As of right now, there's no returning Rangers, but who knows? Who knows what the future holds? You guys are smart people.
Something pretty interesting in the chat. I do see it from Lint324. Shout out to you, JD. He says, I think the other two aren't in the first episode, and probably that's why they weren't revealed.
Yeah.
And that's pretty smart.
Well, I mean, in Dino Charge, they revealed the whole cast, and they weren't all in the first episode. But I think that he's probably right. There's a good chance that we're not meeting the Green and Black Ranger, who are funnily enough, I believe, are supposed to play siblings in this season. I don't know if that's out there or not, but I believe they're supposed to play siblings. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they're supposed to play like siblings of some sort.
Oddly enough, I mean, it's a way to make sure that you still kind of make people come back.
Yeah. And then obviously it makes sense why they wouldn't reveal Gold, because they're not going to reveal the Sixth Ranger with the rest of the cast.
No.
But yeah, I
mean, they didn't do it for Abraham. They held back. Remember?
Yeah, that's
they
right.
Didn't just, here you go.
That's right. But yeah, I think that everything that we have for Dino Fury sounds really interesting. It sounds really cool. I'm hoping it lives up to the hype that we all have for it. And this is the first time. Actually, I've never seen. I got a lot of criticisms with it. I've never seen Ryu Soldier. I can't say it. How do I say it? Ryu Soldier. How he said it. I've never seen it, but I'm not a big mech guy, but I heard that the mech stuff is great in it. Right, Chris? Yeah. Very interesting on that one. So the mech stuff I heard is pretty cool. So, and even I was really impressed with the little bit of footage I was able to see in that little trailer. Kyle Goldfish says, is that why they weren't in suits? Because they might change the colors, Joe. Chances are they're probably not going to change the colors. Chances are they just didn't have the suits. Like, I think that when they recorded the thing that they needed to do, that was recorded. When did we break that story?
No, I was just gonna say that's when I think.
Literally, it was recorded probably a week before we actually broke the story.
That's right.
So think about that for a second. Let that marinate in. I think it's been it was probably like a week or two before we recorded that.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then let's talk about some other things though. What do you guys want to know? We didn't even ask. You know what? We've been talking so much amongst ourselves. What do you guys think about Dino Fury? I'm gonna take some chat questions here. Let's see.
Yeah,
Bond Ranger 29 says, honest guys here in the chat, thoughts on Hasbro recreating the Automorphers from MMPR. Daniel, you want to take that one?
The Automorphers, those are the ones, the toys, right?
Yeah.
It's all about nostalgia, man. I mean, it's what we said earlier. It's really all about nostalgia. Besides that, a lot of people, you're finding out more than less, don't like them. They didn't like the way they were made. They don't like how bulky they are. It's just something where you're like, what can I do with this? I can't really play with this toy. And that's where a lot of people are still resonating, saying that. So it's more of just collecting and being able to just flip when you're bored.
Now, do you think, that was a good question, actually. Really good question. Will it be one season? How many episodes will Dino Fury have? Truth is, I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know, but I'm hoping and expecting to.
Yeah.
I think that will be something that Hasbro's going to start to hold on to and say, hey, let's give every season. Because, I'm hoping.
Well, here's the thing.
The contract and everything.
Well, no, we could talk about this further in that toy thing, because a lot of that's going to be... Eric Berry, am I going to be able to hear him? Or do I need headphones?
Probably. He'll be coming out of my
computer. Okay. EB.
Hey. Yeah, absolutely. So, I was hyped for it. I mean, I obviously loved everything about Power Rangers. I tuned in earlier, even Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. Those guys were great. But yeah, Power Rangers. I mean, we knew a lot of stuff going in just from the toy leaks and everything. There was a lot of shade thrown by Hasbro about online leaks and stuff, which is fine. But I always say then do a better job of controlling the information. So. All right, I'm carrying the show. No, the cast reveal was I like the way that they did it. I just thought it was a great intro to the cast. I like the little call out messages and everything. So that was great. And besides all that, the Beast Morphers panel, lots of funny stories, lots of behind the scenes. They're just a really great group of people. And I'm so glad that even though Cosme and Christina weren't a part of it, I'm glad that they got to at least have like a little video message and talk amongst themselves. So that was pretty nice.
And I do want to talk about that too, because I thought that I love the stories that they were telling at the cast at the I guess reunion panel, I guess we can call it. But mainly because that's the behind the scenes stuff is always so intriguing to me, right?
It's meaty.
By the way, I like the new haircut, Eric. And happy anniversary, I forgot to tell you.
Yes.
Well.
Thank you.
This is Eric Berry, Ranger Command Power Hour is joining us. Now, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Fully, we completely expected the cast reveal. Are you a little surprised that they didn't have all 5 of them?
Yeah, that was something I was a little surprised by, just because usually when we get these type of announcements, it's the full cast. And that's what I'm wondering. Why only reveal half the team? Are they going to have another event to release these guys? I don't know. So maybe it's just to keep the hype going.
It's possible. The only other thing I can think of that would make somewhat sense is that since Chance Perez does have like a name behind him, maybe they make it a bigger deal with his announcement. Is the only thing that I can think of. Like maybe this is going to be a comicbook.com exclusive tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even then, it's like, why limit it to only that? If he's got such a huge following, especially the other actor to play Gold, like his TikTok is, I mean, like over 1 million on TikTok.
Yeah, Jordan.
So yeah, Jordan Fight. There you go. So yeah, I think maybe they're kind of leading into a bigger announcement. Maybe something that they can put some more hype towards, but I don't know.
Well, my question to you, Eric, is you're a smart guy. So immediately I'm thinking you have to have an idea of where or what they're going to do. What is your speculation?
My speculation is that once we get closer to an actual air date, because they never said an actual air date, I think they might combine this with a bigger announcement, like just like a actual release date announcement. Here's the rest of the cast. I think they're just trying to spread this information out as long as they can, because there's so many limited announcements that they can do between now and when the show goes, especially like with any other future product reveals too.
I agree.
Now, in your opinion, is that a smart move? Is that a plus or a minus?
I think it's a plus. I mean, it's, for people in the know already, for the rest of the cast, it's, just a longer wait for them to officially announce it. But I think at some point they're going to have to pull the trigger, hopefully within like maybe the next month or two. We don't know. Maybe there'll be a special like behind the scenes from New Zealand. And, once they start filming the first couple of episodes, we might get some more.
Did Heirloom just like he hacked into the grid?
I think
Is
so.
he just
Yeah.
just kidding.
I've been hacking.
No.
I've been listening and hacking, getting in.
Yeah, I guess Heirloom was telling me this was easier to stream than for the UK fans, so he came here instead. I'm just kidding. But
the shade.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mm,
We're
the
doing a mini. This is like a mini Viewing Globe reunion.
Yeah.
We're just missing Chris now. Heirloom.
Damn it, Chris.
Heirloom. I have a question for you now. With everything that happened at Hasbro PulseCon, let's talk about the figure side real quick. Is there anything that impressed you, and anything that you were just like, this was the wrong direction?
I don't know. I think in a way with the direction, like the metallic figures, all I could think of was, oh God, now they can reuse the molds and they can redo, like add heads in and not do something different. And that's what kind of annoyed me a tiny bit, where I would have rather have had like Zeo Pink to have Catherine's head in, because I feel that would have been great. But I think I think it's just the whole fact that these were all listed on eBay, Connor, who else, Tommy and stuff like that. I generally thought we've seen these on eBay, so whoever's getting them early, it just took everything away a little bit. I was happy that we're getting Evil Tommy's head, which I thought was great, but I just think, like Hasbro need to lock this down before they do like any big announcements, because they're all done. It's just like, why would you do it, boys? Like, why would you release these things early and then be like super exclusive? It's like, yeah, we knew 5 days ago.
Heirloom, give me your thoughts on Dino Fury, the Dino Fury cast reveal, and the lead up to that, and everything that went along with that. Because obviously, that was a huge draw for Ranger Nation to come out and see that. Because I felt like I was even ticking down the clock, being like, wow, this is going long. When is this going to happen? But eventually we got it. But what did you think?
I liked it. The trailer, to me, felt like it was a blockbuster movie.
Me too.
And I generally looked at it and went, oh, wow, like I could really get behind all of this. But then I think seeing the cast reveal was fine. I kind of expected something like that. Like they were just at the Hasbro office or something, just filming and saying like, hi, I'm this, which I think now is going to kind of like stop a lot of, is it like a lot of people like demanding it, going, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, all the time.
Let's be real. No one's going to stop demanding things.
I did have to see Heirloom in the chat calming fans down. He was like, guys, let's respect the people on the panel. We'll get Dino Fury. I saw Heirloom in there.
Yeah, it just like all the way through the panel. I think it was there was something the other day when they were talking about like something else. It was the Power Ranger panel, and then everyone kept going like, "Oh, when's this? When's this? When's the turtles? When's turtles?" And I was thinking, seriously, guys, calm down. But then when watching the Ghostbuster one, I was like, why is everyone going about Power Rangers? Wait and see. That's all it was. It's just wait and see until we see it.
They had a whole schedule. I don't know why people were so up in arms.
So Bryce West is also on. He's the one that wrote the Dino Fury cast reveal and the toy split. Bryce, what do you think of Hasbro PulseCon? You got nothing to say? Cool. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. We're going to move on while he fixes his audio. So I do want to switch gears for a second and use this little bit of time here to talk about this whole toy Hasbro thing. We haven't talked about that in a while. I feel like that's such a hot topic issue, right?
Hot pudding, hot top.
And it just recently got brought back up into Ranger Nation again. Ranger Liz put out a great video kind of breaking it down, and I feel that like even if I tried breaking it down the way that she did, it's gonna be the same thing. But for all of you that don't know what she said, you can go check out her channel, Ranger Liz. I don't know why I'm stumbling right now. I'm just thinking about a lot of things. But Eric, we did get a super chat.
Yeah.
Eric, well, let me read the super chat first. From the Morphin Network, our buddies at the Morphin Network. Hey, it's kind of cool that they're going to set up the origins of the Morphin Grid, but question is, which Earth?
Oh, that's true.
Because Bryce did have a theory that this cast, and this is just his theory. Me personally, I don't subscribe to Bryce's theory, but it is a theory.
I do.
That he believes
I get
that
weekly subscriptions.
Russell Curry is actually playing Jason, and they're playing Jason, Billy, Zach, Trini, and Kimberly, and that Jordan is going to be playing Tommy. And it's all going to be on a different. Now that's just a theory. I mean, we don't know what this means, but
maybe too complex for the fans that they're trying to reach. But I love it.
So, Eric, before I cut you off, I was asking you about the toy and Hasbro split. How much insight? Maybe not insight, but how much do you have on the backstory that Liz put out on her video?
Yeah, so I know that there was, Bandai kind of took Power Rangers off of their global kind of financial records or whatever. And, a lot of people were saying, well, why not, it's Bandai. Like, of course, they're not involved anymore. So Super Sentai Power Rangers, that's not together. Well, you have to remember that Super Sentai isn't just created by Toei. It's a partnership between Toei, between Bandai, between
Asahi TV.
The TV network. And this was kind of a little plug here. We actually had Jason Bischoff, formerly of Power Rangers, on a new episode of Ranger Command, which dropped today. And he talked a little bit about that relationship. So for Bandai in their financial report to remove Power Rangers off the Super Sentai mark, it's really saying is that, look, Power Rangers is now separate. Hasbro has that. And so if you want to say that their Toei and Hasbro relationship is split, this adds a little bit more credence to it, because leading up to this year, they've always had Super Sentai parentheses Power Rangers, even when the Hasbro deal was already through. So what that means going forward between Toei and Hasbro, I don't know. I think it's leaning a little bit more in the direction that, Hasbro is probably not using the stuff from Toei anymore going forward after Dino Fury.
And it makes...
Can you guys... Am I muted?
No, you're talking. Good. You interrupted what I was going to say, but now you have permission to speak. So speak.
Sorry, I didn't know if my mic was on. Well, actually, my mic was off. That's why you couldn't hear me before.
You moron.
Can I get a workout video?
Just do a workout video. No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Me?
Yeah. You chimed in.
I was just seeing if my mic was working.
Oh. I think you...
I mean, do you want me to try and say what I was trying to say before, whenever my mic was off?
Fucking time, Bryce. I swear to God. Listen, I think Eric's right. I think that what he's saying is exactly what it is. I think that, look, a lot of people have to realize, and this is not a thing of being like, oh, we want to fucking not have Sentai anymore. That's not the case. I love Sentai. I love that stuff. But, I mean, it does kind of it takes the handcuffs off if you're able to just do your own thing. I mean, look, the one thing that they really hit home about in that Beast Morphers panel was about diversity and inclusion. That's a little hard to do if your Red Ranger's always a dude. I mean, it just is. So if they're really moving and look, Power Rangers has been decently progressive for 27 years, but decently progressive. I mean, they're but hopefully it becomes more inclusive and expands even more, because it's so cool that they were talking about, we had I was gonna call him Rory. What's his name? Is it not Rory? I think his name is Rory, right? Rory was talking about being like a Black Red Ranger. Then you had Abraham talking about his pride in being a Latino Gold Ranger and Six Ranger, technically. So just inclusion, like we don't have that for LGBT yet, or you know what I mean, or anything else yet. I mean, you guess you got Trini in the 2017 movie.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that they would be able to do more with an original thing. With that being said, it's also possible that they could just be shelving things a little bit for. Oh yeah, we are lagging. Can you guys hear me?
He's working on it already.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Can you guys hear us? Or...
Hello?
I can hear you guys.
All right.
But yeah, I don't think they're.
So
I don't think the
can you guys
stream's
hear me now?
coming through.
I can hear you.
Okay. So I just think
it's because I joined.
What?
So I think it's I'm bad luck. It's because I joined. I'm sorry.
So,
it's my bad.
Damn it! Jesus Christ, Bryce! I'm gonna fucking murder you! I swear to God. So
Bryce ruins everything. Broke the Toei story, and that put the fandom in a frenzy, and now I ruined the live stream. I'm sorry, everybody.
God damn it, Bryce! Why would you do this? Seriously, just. I can blame you for being dark outside right now because time zones.
I'm also the reason. I am actually the sun, so I am also the reason why it is as dark in London right now.
Why don't you
so I'm sorry about that too, Erlen.
No, but I think that it's quite fascinating. Once you start breaking it all down, it just seems to make sense. And I know that there's those fans out there that don't want to believe, and that's okay. That's okay. But change is something we're all gonna have to get used to, and I think that's not a bad thing. Erlen, actually, Bryce, I'm gonna let you say your piece. So, what did you think about Hasbro PulseCon?
Yeah. So as I was saying before, whenever my mic was turned off because I'm an idiot. So video production major, by the way. I thought it was decent. There were some surprise reveals. The metallic pink ranger was definitely a surprise. I don't think that was ever leaked before, and it was nice that they put the cat head there to kind of incentivize people to buy another MMPR pink figure. So I appreciated them making it a little bit different in that regard instead of just basically just completely re-releasing the figure again, just with a different head mold. I definitely, speaking of inclusion, I was really hoping to see the A Squad Red Ranger be a part of that versus 2-pack for the female Red Ranger. That was a little bit disappointing, but I understand why they did it with Sky and I don't think he had a name, but the A Squad Blue Ranger.
The fan named the fandom name is like Beevor because it was that guy with the tusk.
Yeah. So I understand why they did that, to keep the color on track, and they didn't want to re-release Jack again. Although I was thinking that they could have done like a swap mode, or maybe have Bridge in the Fire Squad suit. I thought that would have been cool, but I almost.
Jeez, Bryce, they give
you
an inch and you want to take a mile. Just be happy.
So sorry, but and you mentioned the my little theory about the Dino Fury cast being the original characters. That was debunked because they actually said their character names in their reveal.
They did.
So I was wrong.
Which I didn't pay attention to, by the way.
It was a really strong theory.
But
it was
man, I was sweating during that. Man.
Yeah, I know, because
I knew right, but I was just like, what if we aren't? You know.
I've been in this game a long time, Bryce. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. It's always one of those things where you kind of get like, what if I was wrong?
Yeah, right.
But then, like, I don't know. I think I felt less like that this time around because I was just like, I don't.
I was ready. I really was ready to just throw a party and like have confetti.
Well, I do have another question. This one's for you, Erlen. I could see that obviously you were following along with everything that was going on in the panel, and you've been following along with the fandom. What do you think that the fandom's gauge is with all the stuff that happened at Hasbro PulseCon and everything that we have now? Do you think that the fandom is mostly positive, or are they mostly like whatever, or is this just like, this kind of sucks? What is it?
I don't know. I think it might be kind of a mixture. I think a lot of the fandom is kind of accepting a lot of stuff, but I think there's still quite a lot of like pushback. I think you'll always have the people that will instantly go, "Oh, this is the news. This is exactly the same thing. So next time it's going to be this, and it's 100%." And when you try and prove it to them, and go, "Look at the facts. Look at the history," they just go, "No, it's going to be this, and it's going to be that," and then there's no kind of like getting around them in a way. So I think the fandom's changing completely. I think that if Hasbro is changing it all up, though, I think that's a good thing, because it's like kind of like, and you go to a restaurant, have the same meal, and then they change the ingredients, and you go, "Oh, this is okay, this is," and then you go like, "Oh, I kind of like it," and then you experience like a brand new palette of food. So yeah, I think like hopefully now Hasbro are slowly changing everything, but I feel like they're still riding the tails of Mighty Morphing. Like we've seen it for like the Automorph figures. Like, did anyone ask for Automorph figures? Like,
Yeah, myself.
that ugly as well.
Myself in 1996, I would have asked, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't. Those Automorph figures. They're gonna look great on toy shelves, and that's about it. Like, I think that's all they're gonna like. People, that's it. They're just gonna be on toy shelves. I don't plan on getting any of those. So we'll see.
I don't know.
Like,
go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I saw them, and I generally thought the first thing was like, why are we releasing something again? Like, and I thought back and thought the original ones look a lot better. Like, even though they're like, it felt like they're all really hench in the chest with really small legs and arms, and I was like, what? And then when one of them's in the meeting, one of them in the thing went, "Yeah, take it into a meeting." It's like, why would you take a Power Ranger into a meeting and just keep flicking it over and over? Why would you do that? Like, they'd be like, "Yo, Terry, take that outside." You'd be like, "Oh no, I like my Tommy figure right here." I'm like,
to me, it just feels like a retread of what Bandai did later on in their run.
Well, when they brought the metallic figure out, I generally was like, why are they following the trend of Bandai? Because when Bandai did the Legacy collection, they finished one set off, and then they went back and did the metallic versions again. And I was like,
I don't mind these metallics, because we're getting a new head for all the different Rangers. So we got Cat finally. The packaging is different, and they're trying something new. The glitter is actually like baked into the plastic or whatever. It looks way better than those Legacy figures.
They're also going to be able to get a second chance on that Rocky head as well.
Yeah, second chance for sure.
This one was not Steve Cardenas.
Yeah, I agree with Eric. I actually think that, look, I would never thought I would have been into like one of those glitter. I was not called glitter Rangers. What are they called? Metallic Rangers.
Metallic armor.
I never would have thought I was going to be into them, but here I am, turned around, and I kind of like the idea. We did get a super chat earlier asking if you would like to see Lightning Collection ninja suits.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone would say yes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Give me Ninjetti.
Give me Ninjor. Don't
Ninjor, yes.
Don't do it.
Didn't they
yeah, they're
just right on. Right, no, okay, all right.
You call your Ninjor an impression. I call it offending.
No,
didn't they kind of hint at Ninjor?
Right now. That's a
let's see what else. What else do we got? I mean, overall, man, it was pretty cool. Like I think it was pretty cool little convention. I think that we definitely
did better.
How dare
we did it better?
No, we did. I think that we did a fine job of doing a fan convention. It was a lot of fun. Like, doing the fan one was pretty cool.
It was.
And we are gonna do a part 2 eventually, once the 4 of us like can decompress and
really get something
and really figure it out. But like, I think, look, challenge accepted, right? We got to make Viewing Globe 2 better. Have an idea, boys. I have an idea of how we can do it next time.
Hopefully, me and my editing team of 3 guys will have a little bit longer than a week to put this thing together.
Don't all end up with COVID like you did last time.
Yeah, hey.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then my cousin got COVID-19, and that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
While Viewing Globe was happening, so he had to leave, which left me to pick up the scraps. It was. We need to do like a Viewing Globe documentary, talking about all of the shenanigans that went on.
You guys have, it was pretty intense. But like, let's think about this for a second. Now, and I want to clear up some misconceptions because I feel like I think every time we release a story, a new headline springs up that's not necessarily the story that we even had. So just recently, just pulling the curtain back a little bit, just recently we released the character breakdown for Moon Knight. Yesterday, literally yesterday. Yep. I had the information maybe earlier on this week, but I released the story, and we know that the studio is the best way to put it is that when studios have an actor that they like, that's called a choice actor. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be in the movie. It just means that they would like this person and they're going to aim to get this person. But sometimes it's not who they settle on. Now, with that being said, that's how stories break. But then yesterday, and you know how people are, it's like Illuminerdi says Keanu Reeves cast as Moon Knight. That's not the story.
That's not.
We didn't write that.
Nope.
I don't know how that happened. And then there's so this is very similar to the toy Hasbro thing. Is that for some odd reason people think that we said that Power Rangers is going to end.
Never said that.
I don't think it ever says that.
That was the headline. Power Rangers is canceled. So says Illuminerdi. And it was like, no, these words are never said.
And I do want to say this about, look. I do have to say that.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Bryce, get it out now. Get it out now.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I tried my hardest to be very.
Go ahead.
I tried my hardest to be very careful with the way that I wrote that article, as to not put the fandom into a panic. I apparently did not do a great enough job. But the Power Rangers is not canceled. So if you got that misconception from my article, my bad, but that's not the case at all.
You guys want to hear?
Power Rangers is going to continue to go after Dino Fury. They've got the movie. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff planned, I'm sure. The comics is still awesome. So just because they're not going to do Super Sentai doesn't mean that there won't be Power Rangers.
As of now, also, you got to think the Power Rangers' future for the next couple of years is tied up with whatever they're going to be working on. With that being said, you want to hear a funny story about how this story actually ended up spiraling out of control?
Yes.
Even worse?
Yes.
So between three people that had this story, me, myself, and Brax, me, Brax, and Bryce. That's very confusing. Brax is the guy that he's the head editor of our website. I'm usually the guy that gets all the scoops in, and Bryce usually does a lot of our Power Ranger content. Oh, by the way, we have a new writer coming on board. I think you guys know who he is. He's going to be doing our Power Ranger comic reviews.
Oh.
You might know him as Orange Ranger Videos. So welcome to the team, Orange Ranger Videos.
Nice.
Welcome.
But Bryce was supposed to have a line at the end of that first article that says, fear not, like, we have more information on the future of Power Rangers coming tomorrow. Somehow throughout all this, that line got deleted. And then it sent the fans into being like this doom and gloom, being like, no, it's over. And I had to go back and literally, I told everybody, I was like, hey, guys, where's that line that was supposed to be in here? And then they all freaked out and scrambled and then had to, like, put it back in at the last minute. But jeez, man, what a day that was.
Yeah, that was.
But I want to go back and talk about news that breaks and how things can get misconstrued. Is that we have, and there's another fucking thing. It's clickbait. Jesus Christ.
The clickbait accusations.
I get more and more. Sometimes I almost want to do a show that's kind of like Mean Tweets, but it's about me doing reaction videos to other people making videos. And it's like, hey, I'm going to let you monetize these now. You guys want to do that, Eric and Aaron? Let's just do like mean tweet videos about.
Oh, no.
Oh, believe me, the stuff that I see, I can probably find it and screenshot it.
It would be great. Like, you get to sit there, and then there's a small little square.
No, but
and you play their video.
I saw someone like post during the live stream of the cast. They're like, why do Power Rangers keep talking about representation? I've never seen myself represented on screen, and his picture, he's like a white male. Like, you've never seen representation of yourself on screen? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I made a tweet because during the they were talking about Black Lives Matter on on the stream, and there were people going like, let's get rid of this politics. Andre should be taken off the panel. And I tweeted out, I am absolutely disgusted by the behavior of the fans in this panel, because if you don't support this movement, then you don't really understand what Power Rangers is all about. Power Rangers is all about inclusion and including everybody, and everybody matters. And so the fact that they weren't able to say that Black Lives Matter was a controversy during the stream is just it proves that we as fans and as people in this world have a lot to improve on in this world, if that is an issue, and
By
a
the way,
political
I
issue,
just wanna-
because it shouldn't be a political
I do-
issue. It's a world issue.
I do want to say, because Josh is controlling the chat, and sometimes he doesn't know what he does, because I know this audience, Bryce is actually not 12 years old. Because if that gets out there, that's going to be a whole other thing. You know how this shit spins.
Yep.
Like, anything that's said nowadays is going to spin,
Yep.
so Josh, get your shit under control. Secondly,
That's language. 12-year-old. You have a child on the show.
Secondly,
Oh, boy.
I think personally, I'm not. This has nothing to do with, because a lot of these people that are watching, a lot of these fans out here are super cool, and I love doing the show with them and for them.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest, man. Like Eric and Heirloom now are good buddies of mine, and Bryce too, obviously, good buddies of mine. So like, I think though that it's interesting. I would recommend that you. There's something that's gonna Twitter is a place. Twitter's a place that I was not as privy to about 6 months ago as I am now, and like it's interesting that people love calling people out for the same fucking thing. Like there's literally another person from another Power Ranger outlet that is trying to like talk shit, and it's just like, bro, didn't you guys just release a fucking leaked thing?
Yeah.
That I help you promote?
Right.
A fucking what?
And it's like, I don't understand the whole thing of like, I mean, that phrase of together we are strong, like together we are stronger. It's that whole thing of unity. Here we are, we're supposed to be called the Ranger Nation. And with that being the case, that means that we should all be together. We should all work and strive to be able to push each one of us up ahead and up above. So this way, the Ranger Nation itself can get the eyes on it that it should receive.
Look, the way that I look at it is like this. If you want to listen to a phenomenal podcast, go check out Eric Berry, Ranger Command Power. They do a killer job. They have Jason Bischoff on this week with a ton of insight.
Yep.
Power Ranger fans, listen, for as much complaining and whatever else we do, legit, Jason Bischoff on that podcast, I guarantee you, I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to, and I almost guarantee you that what he's going to tell me in that podcast is going to be damn entertaining and insightful. Eric Berry and Ranger Command Power Hour are adding something to the community.
Thank you.
Heirloom, it does great videos, great reviews, and speaks his piece, says his mind. He does a great job at doing that. And this is the one thing I love about Heirloom's videos, is that he can hear a story and he interprets it the way that he best sees fit, which is usually a lot different than everybody else's interpretations.
Yes.
I feel that like that's the kind of vlog style stuff that I like, is that when you can take something and turn it around and start questioning and picking apart and questioning certain things about it and putting a puzzle piece together of coming to your own conclusion. That is, as fans, that is somebody that's intelligent, that's doing the legwork for you.
That's right.
Bryce is delivering our news because I tell him to. Bryce has a lot of great ideas too, actually.
But the way in which Bryce does it, he makes sure that it's not where it's like some way of, okay, I'm saying something and it's just sensationalism.
I do have to say this about Bryce, though. Credit to you, because, like, literally, like, you got to think about this, man. This kid's a fresh new writer, he knows Power Rangers well enough. But I tell him to write this story, and he has no, like, I'm literally telling him, hey, you're going to write this, and we're going to put it out. And he's like, but what if it's not true? And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. And then, like, unfortunately, he had to take a lot of that backlash, but this is why it's kind of, like, so crazy for me. But, oh, man, I swear. Look, the whole thing the reason why we did the viewing globe was to bring Ranger Nation together, and we did a successful job at it. With that being said, sometimes I'm not the nicest guy, but I'm not gonna just let things just go. Like, if people are gonna talk shit, you gotta back it up.
Yeah.
And you can bring your bullets, shoot at me all you want, bring it all, but at the end of the day, you can't say that we've been inaccurate in reporting. So that is what it is. I mean, if you want to shoot the messenger, that's completely fine because that's your prerogative. But listen, guys, at the end of the day, we're all doing great Ranger work, and I think that's the whole thing. Like, dude, like I say it all the time. Orange Ranger video, Liz is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Toku Chris, Este, like George Jr. All these people do different content about Power Rangers to keep Power Rangers trending and in the news.
That's
They're
right.
doing a service out of their passion for a brand.
For the fans.
All I'm saying is that just show a little bit more appreciation for it. I'm not saying you need to appreciate us, but and again, if you don't like us, that's fine, because there's so many great content creators out there that you can get your news from. Like honestly, he's
and they're going to be
Galaxy
reporting.
360.
They're going to be reporting the same thing
Exactly.
anyway. So
Galaxy 360.
Don't like us, everyone else.
Yeah, like everybody that does this stuff is pretty awesome, and it's just like and this is the one thing I've learned more recently, especially in the Ranger community, probably more so than any other community that we cover at the Illuminerdi, is that when we were working together at the Viewing Globe, we legitimately were working together, and nobody felt like more important or less important than anybody else. Even last week, Database Ranger was doing a great thing with his watch-alongs. I was a part of it. I love supporting other people in Database Ranger and everybody else. Like, that's what a community is all about. That's what community building is all about. And I think that's what we all do this together. Like, I almost feel like even when we start dropping Power Ranger news, I'm just going to tell all the other people that are in the community, that I know that are whether they be influencers or YouTube channels or podcasts, I'm going to tell them that information ahead of time now, so they can prepare and we can all just do it together.
There you go.
Because that way, it's just going to make it a lot easier. And look, the one thing is that, at least the way that we see it, and I'm sure a lot of these guys see it, it's not competition, because all rising tides raise all ships. And once we're all doing great work, we're all doing it together.
Yep.
So, I don't know. That was just my 2 cents. Just, I'm feeling one of those days. Eric and Erlen get in those days too. I see it. We get in those moods.
Yeah.
You guys should see our private chats.
Oh, boy. No.
Oh, man, I'm just kidding. But we are going to be doing a Star Trek show after this, and I know that Eric and Erlen are Star Trek fans. If you guys want to hang around, you're more than welcome to. Bryce, you're a Star Trek guy. Why not? I mean, fuck it. You interrupt me enough anyway.
Well, you have to come, Joe.
Oh, man.
You know what? When is that starting? Because give me 20 minutes. My wife just got home. Let me talk to her, and then I'll jump
How about
on.
this? We'll go, Erlen. What time is it for you?
It is 11:05.
Oh boy, it's getting a little late for you. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
good, so I can stay up. Don't worry.
3:30. We're gonna go live with Star Trek. It'll be me, Josh. Are you in, Bryce?
Let's do it.
Me, Josh, Bryce, Erlen, Eric, and you know what? Since you're here, Daniel.
Hey.
We're all gonna do the Star Trek thing together. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But I will say this: that we ain't done with the Viewing Globe, and we're not done building up Ranger Nation. And I honestly do mean this, and I thank my friends that are here, because it's not even colleagues anymore. These dudes are my friends. Ranger Nation, we legitimately are more. And this is one of those things where, we have a good idea and it all comes together, and we just love talking about our passion and having fun with it. Hassan, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. We are more together. Let's see. We did get a last super chat, and then we're going to close out. Morphin Network's in here. Thank you so much, Ryan. Blur says, hey, I write too. Where's my high five? Just kidding. He does write. Yeah, John does write. I love writing for you guys. Helps so much. My passion finding writing and saying thanks. John is an amazing writer. Thank you so much for joining us here, John. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We'll be back with Star Trek in about 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Give Eric some time with the wifey, because it is their anniversary after all. And then we're going to be back doing that show, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about more stuff. So that was fun. Close us out, man. Come on.
All right, well, guys, thank you for thank you guys for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. We look forward to speaking to you guys next week at the same range.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Wait,
are you
time
Bryce?
out. Here's
Bryce.
the deal.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing?
This is my Bryce moment right now.
What?
I think
Joe, I write all these articles for you, and this is the appreciation I
I
get.
love Bryce.
Stupid mouth.
Do you know how many views I have generated for this website?
He's actually right.
He's right.
He's right. He's right.
And this is the treatment I get on my first show.
Technically, this is your second show.
Yeah.
You're right.
This is my second show. Oh, right, because of the
But,
whatever.
but
Whatever,
you
man.
know what I think we
Damn it,
you know what I
Bryce,
think
get
we
it
should do? I
together.
think we should do is one of these days, maybe next weekend or something. We should do a Power Ranger After Dark, and really go deep into. I mean, those After Darks are fun, right, guys? Like,
So I'll be allowed in for
we
that.
can go deep into some like things. But I'll talk to Eric and Erlem, and I'll try to get Chris on. But we'll have some fun with it.
All right, cool.
We'll see you guys. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning
All right,
in.
so-
It's been great speaking to you guys. We hope to see you guys next week. And remember, we are the Illuminerdi, so we are always watching.
That's how you close out the show.
That's how you close it out.